Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Mr. Atul Goel, CFO at Brigade Enterprises, joining in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Goel. My first question coming to you over here is that we have seen the numbers of the first quarter, and it clearly shows that, yes, that uncertainty with regards to COVID-19 is something which has continued for the sector as a whole. How would you actually describe this quarter if you compare it to the first quarter of FY21?
See, we are in four verticals, mainly that is resi, retail, office, and hospitality. I think resi is one of the area which has done very, very well. I think we never expected that we'll be able to reach to pre-COVID level so soon. We did 0.4 million in Q1. Now we have done 1 million. So, and we did in Q4 also 1 million. So I think Resi has been doing well. And I think it is mainly because of the consolidation which is happening. Lot of demand in the market for mid-income housing and one of the lowest loan rate which one can have a decade. So I think everybody today is looking for housing rather than rental. So rental versus buy, it is much more easier to buy house now. A, B, I think in retail we have a problem, but that is one of the sector which will rebound. I think we in our footfalls we have done around 35 to 40% of footfall has resumed, and with festive seasons coming, or maybe it already started. This footfall will continue, and I think retailers are also becoming more confident that things will go on. Will improve further going ahead. And I think now multiplex have also opened. I think once the film releases happen, I think they will also start buzzing with the people. Uh, Office business has been very good. I think we had a 99% collection in office business. So we don't see any challenge. Their only challenge was for the new leasing, because we have around 1.6, 1.8 million of leasing, which we were worried. But now in last 2 months, maybe in September and now October, there's a lot of inquiries on office business. We are working on around 1.3, 1.4 million pipeline. So I think that is also returning. I think it may take some time to close the deal, but definitely there are green shoots in office leasing. Hospitality is where we are facing challenges, but the moment lockdown started, and what I told you in the last our call also, that we had immediately we went on cutting the cost very, very aggressively in hospitality, and now I think it is borne the fruit, because now whatever revenues are coming in, we are going towards operational cash flow break even. We have done at least in October 4 to 5 hotels are operational break even. So I think business is picking up. But for us, Resi and Office is supporting whole business right now.
Right. So, when we're saying that residential is something which has been picking up, in fact, we've seen a pre-sales of almost 1 million square feet, which means we are back at pre-COVID levels in terms of pre-sales. Now, sales value is up around 9%. Are we expected to continue with similar kind of performance in the second half of the year, or do you see some changes happening on that front?
See, actually, we this proves that market is not giving much discount to people. What is been theory has been going that developers are giving discount. It's being because and the sale is happening because in Bangalore the prices were always realistic. In fact, in most of our new launches now we have increased the prices. So I think we should able to maintain that 5,800 whatever we have achieved the average price. Maybe we may improve it by 4-5%, but I think that will be the average price going ahead till at least 6 to 8 months going ahead.
Right. And where are we seeing demand in terms of the residential side? Is it the affordable housing space? Is it, or is it on the premium side where, it's on the, upward trajectory?
Maximum demand is in mid-income housing today. Affordable housing, there is a demand, but it has gone down a bit. But maximum demand today is in mid-income housing. And if you see in our sale figure, 60% sales have happened in mid-income housing. Around 20-25% is in luxury, and rest is in affordable housing. Luxury housing demand is mainly because of NRIs, which are coming mainly from Gulf countries. They are booking ready to move in properties. So when they return, the resi is available. And I think here in Bangalore, luxury housing is about 2 crores. So that is negligible if you see in view of Mumbai or Delhi. So I think there is a pent-up demand. We had some inventory in premium housing, and it is going very, very fast. So I think affordable housing, they are small, but I think people now are looking at it again. Money investors are also coming there, and it depends upon where your affordable housing is located. Like in our case, it is located on Airport Road, so it's a happening place, and I think still it is going on. But if you compare Q4, it has come down marginally, but there is no issue on affordable housing. But right now, it is mid-income housing, which is going on very, very fast.
Right. And with this, we have 15.93 million square feet of pipeline of ongoing projects. There are around 3.12 million square feet, which is upcoming, which is to be launched in the coming quarters. What's the kind of realization that you're targeting in terms of sales value of this pipeline in FY21 itself?
So see, FY21, we are targeting that we should we achieved 4 million last time, and we do around 2,000 crores of sales last time. So that is what we are targeting, because first quarter has obviously with 0.4 million was very, very low. So we are targeting that if we can reach that 4 million mark again in this year with around 2,000 to 22 crores of sales value, I think we'll be happy. So we are targeting that. Let's see what happens going ahead.
Right. And in terms of lease rental, you already told us that office space is something which is doing well. Now, if you come to hospitality as well, the occupancy has gone up to 15%. What is that kind of number do we need to achieve in terms of occupancy to even break even, taking COVID into consideration?
So see, that depends upon hotel to hotel. So if it's a luxury hotel, your break even is higher. If it is a 4-star hotel, your break even is low. But if you have around 30 to 35% of occupancy, then you can cash break even in the hotel. And now since we have cut costs, it can come to around 30%. So that is what we are targeting. So in hospitality, our policy is very clear. First, let's work towards the break even, and then we can take this forward.
Right. So overall, Mr. Goel, if you have to look at FY21 as a year, what's the kind of growth are you anticipating, or do you think there is a possibility that we could miss break even, or do you think residential and the office space overall will be able to cut the losses that we could probably see in the hospitality space?
So it's very difficult to say. I think hospitality is one area where it is very difficult to estimate as to what is going to happen in next 6 months. If vaccine is there, in 2 months everything will become normal. And see, it will depend upon the international travel when it starts. If international travel starts very early, these hotels will do, because these are all business hotels, they will do very well. So I think it's very difficult to estimate, but I think there will be loss we have minimized. If you see from Q1 to Q2, we have minimized the losses, and at least we would like this year to end without any loss. It should be a break-even point. That is what we are targeting right now.
Right. And Mr. Goyal, today, the government has announced a couple of incentives and packages for the real estate sector as well. How beneficial are those, especially with regards to tax relief for developers and home buyers for houses up to 2 crores? And secondly, the performance security on contracts in the construction infrastructure sector, which will now be at 3% versus the 5 to 10% bracket, and that is to be availed for all dispute-free projects. And EMT will not be required for bid tenders and will be replaced by bid security declaration. Any of this that could help us in our business as well?
I think it depends upon city to city.
Okay.
If your guideline value is less than what your then market value, yes, definitely it is helpful. In our case, maybe 1 or 2 projects, commercial projects where we wanted to sell. I think this will help, because there is a CBD market where your guideline value is very high and today the marketability is very less. But this will be more applicable mostly in MMR region and NCR region, where guideline values are more in CBD area and your today marketability is very less. So there it will definitely help a buyer to sell it below guideline value and don't worry about the tax. So it's a good move. I think it should overall help everybody. As for the second thing, I think it is more related to I should say government contract we are talking about. So it's not related to private developers about the construction. Yeah.
Right. All right, Mr. Goyal, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you for sharing this update, and hoping that we see quick recoveries across sectors, across businesses, and everything is back to normal. We wish you a happy and a safe Diwali in advance, and a happy New Year as well. And hoping to speak to you soon again, and stay safe.
Thank you, Viral. Happy Diwali to you and your family, and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.